Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Hope well. Hope you're enjoying the first sunny day I seem to think of the year. It's a weird one. The sun's out. I'm in a good mood. It's a decent start to the week, but obviously had some pretty impactful news yesterday, didn't we, as Spurs fans? With obviously the departure of manager Antonio Conte. We're speaking a little bit about kind of his tenure and summing it up a little bit, and what's coming next. And there seems to be names battle around left, right and centre, but there does seem to be there's two names that I think Spurs are narrowing in on. Obviously, one is a Premier League manager and the other actually has just recently become available. So anyway, speaking about Antonio Conte first, I think that's, in all fairness, we should probably give him his flowers. I think, we had some incredible nights with him over his tenure. You think of that massive win away to Man City, that home win against Arsenal, that last second winner for Stevie Bergwijn against Leicester away to win 3-2. He gave us a lot of great moments in our time. He got us top four football when he took over and we were ninth. We didn't think that. We thought, well, maybe we can get Europa League. We didn't even think about top four and it happened. So in all fairness, I think Antonio did a fantastic job in the grand scheme of things of last season. This season, it has been tough. The football's been tough to watch. I think certain players maybe have regressed a little bit. I think the inadequacies of certain other players have really come to the forefront. And, it's been difficult for him. Obviously, I know he's had an operation himself. He's lost quite a few people in his life to death. Obviously, we lost a coach right at the start of the season as well. So a lot of these things play a huge part. His family are living in Italy as well. He's kind of probably a little bit lonely here. And it has been tough, I won't lie. I feel sorry for him in regards to that personal side of things. As a manager, obviously, I agreed with a lot of things he said, actually, after that 3-3 draw with Southampton. But it's unfortunate we've got a society that sometimes doesn't like harsh truths and honest truths. I mean, the amount of news coming out of the squad saying how much, they maybe don't like Conte now. And it's embarrassing, actually, that we've got players that are basically, behind his back, snitching on him. It's embarrassing that you're grown men, you're getting paid hundreds of thousands of pounds a month, if not a week. You're earning millions of pounds a year, and you're running off to journalists going, he said this, he makes us do that, and it's embarrassing. It happens at Man United, and you look at the Man United fans that think it's embarrassing that their players run to journalists, their buddies, go, hey, can you release a story to say that we don't like training? Paint us in a good light. Not the fact that we've underperformed and we're overpaid and we're bang average. Forget that. Just be like, we're mates. Can you just do that story for me so I look really good? Cheers. Yeah, nice. And I hate it. I think you look at it, we've had world-class managers at this club. Whether you like it or not, Antonio Conte is a world-class manager. Maybe it not have worked with Spurs, but he took an Inter-team to the title. He had Juventus basically at the start of their 9 league season winning campaigns. He was at the start of that. He brought them to that point. He helped develop players like your Pogbas. He made certain players in that team world class that were good, but made them world class. Chiellini, Bonucci, Marchisio. It is a shame, but unfortunately, it's a common theme. Conte, Mourinho, AVB, Redknapp, Pochettino. Some of these managers are very, very good. Some Prem proven, some proven on the biggest stages of them all and have won some of the biggest trophies in the world, but couldn't do it at Spurs. Find the common denominator there, Spurs. So I think we need to get our head out of our own backsides and understand the situation that we're not a top team. We can be a top 6 club. True, granted. But are we Liverpool? No. Are we United? No. Are we Arsenal? Right now? No. Are we Chelsea? No. Are we City? No. We're none of these clubs. We're the 6th, pretty much, probably, of the top 6. Understand where we sit in the pecking order and go from there. So it's been a tough season as well with Antonio. He will go on to other clubs. He will do amazing things with other clubs. He has the track record of that. It's been tough this year. Obviously, with his surgery coming the way it did and where it did, it's not been easy, but it is what it is. Looking forward, and who it could be. There's 2 names. Like I said, we've got a Premier League and a recently become available manager. So let me start with the one that I want, but also the recently available man. We were linked to him a long time ago now. I say a long time ago. It wasn't even that long ago. It's a couple of seasons ago. he was obviously the Red Bull Leipzig manager, and he was the guy that we wanted in and around the time that we had Mourinho. Okay? Now, with this name, there's a few things that go into it, because obviously fresh out of a situation at Bayern Munich, obviously, becoming only recently available, there might be payments and fees and things like that. And obviously we still have to deal with the fact that we're going to have to pay Antonio Conte. But there's a lot of things that would go into it. So actually, no, I've changed my mind. I'm going to start with the Premier League manager. And you'll know him, okay? And I don't think he's a bad appointment if he was to be. I do have some reservations about him. But obviously it's Roberto De Zerbi from Brighton. So this has come from Paul O'Keefe, very much in the know when it comes to the Spurs situations, okay? He said, obviously, there's a two-man list. He is a part of that list. Now, you could say, yes, in theory, he is more Prem-proven than the other manager. He knows the league. He knows the players probably a bit more. The only issue is he's not been in the league a full season. For me, this is my issue, okay? I think style of play, yeah, very good. Can obviously get a little bit more out of players than I think Potter could even do. But he hasn't been in the league long enough. He took over a decent squad. What I would love to see is him have a full season in the Prem with these guys. He's going to lose a few. I think McAllister's probably gone. Salcedo could be gone. I think probably you're going to look to find one or two other players might be going in that group. I think it'd be nice to see him with his own squad, or not maybe his own squad, but an input of his own into a squad and how that will look for him. I mean, he's only really managed, Brighton in regards to actually having an impact on world football. Obviously, Brighton, I'm not going to say I'm doing that, but what I'm saying is in the Premier League, he has an impact on world football. He hasn't really done that elsewhere, and that's why I think I want to just see him with a bit more time in a Premier League situation and just sort of see how he copes. I think things are going well. Let's say if he doesn't win a game for a few, and maybe performance drops a little bit. How does he cope with that pressure, and how does he go? How does he sort of go forward with it all? And I think like I said, style of play, really, really good. I'm not saying it's not, and that's the thing. I'm actually saying it's a very an interesting situation. Plays a bit of a 3-back, plays a bit of a 4-back, quite versatile in that regard. So everything's ticking the boxes. I just think he just needs a bit more time, and that's not to say he's not good enough for Spurs. It's just my own personal preference, and that's the difference here. A lot of this is personal preference. People don't want Pochettino. That's a personal preference. There's a history to that where you think, well, no, it could work at Spurs. It could work for these reasons alone. I mean, I have my own issues with that sort of situation and what that might look like. People might want Luis Enrique. People might want the Sporting Lisbon manager. People might want, me in charge. They'd be stupid to want me in charge, but they'd want me. It's that sort of thing. It's all about personal preferences. Okay. So, I want to then come to the guy that I want, Nagelsmann, okay? If you don't know, get in the know, all right? The former Red Bull Leipzig manager who made Red Bull Leipzig the team that they probably are, we would look at today or the last couple of years, who are very good, but also he was the Bayern Munich manager. Now, Bayern Munich, I would, by the way, preface this, he lost his job, and I don't think it's because he's underperformed. They're still in all competitions, they're doing well in German football, they're still in the Champions League. I think what they're looking at, and a lot of this came down to Spurs wanting Tuchel, and I think they wanted Tuchel personally. Apparently there was some in-house drama, behind the scenes, that sort of drama. I don't know what's going on there, but that was the rumour sort of thing. I think this is the guy really that would suit us. If people want a rebuild, the guy can rebuild a club. If you want to see him develop quality youngsters and make them good players, he can do that. If you want to see him play attacking football, he can do that. You want to see him be versatile and play 3-back, 4-back, 5-back, he can do that. You want to be young, he is. All these things are ticking the boxes, right? And I was looking at, it seems to be a 3-1-4-2. That seems to be quite an interesting thing. And I think Kane and Son up front, it's worked in the past. It could work again. I think the only issue is, and I do think we do go for Nagelsmann. Real Madrid are sort of lurking because Ancelotti might be going off to the Brazil national job. But I think if Real Madrid wanted Ancelotti to stay for another year, he'd stay for another year. So there's that situation there. What I think is the interesting point is here is the compensation. Now, it's basically come out that if someone is to get Nagelsmann before the end of the season, you'd have to pay Bayern Munich compensation because he's on gardening leave. If you wait till the summer, he's free. And I just think get the agreement in principle, get him in the summer, get him literally July 1st or whenever he can start from the end of that season to next season. Get him in. Right, what do you want? Who do you want? Who do you want gone? Let's get the ones gone ASAP as well. Because he probably knows quite a few of them that he doesn't want. He's like, he's naff. He's naff. He's not even played elsewhere. He's supposed to play, but he's not good enough to play in a lesser league. Get him gone as well. You know, that sort of thing, right? He would be my guy. He plays the most interesting football. He's of great age. He's had Champions League experience at a top club. He's managed in two amazing teams in Germany. Yes, he might not have proven experience, granted. But he's also managed some massive games of football. He's managed at the Spurs' new stadium as well with Leipzig, and they absolutely thumped us off the park. Not scoreline-wise, but just playing us off the park. He's got the passion for the club. He talks about how much he admires Spurs and things like that. So it would look like it's the right thing. Does Real Madrid make sure they get out of the way and leave us to him? I don't know. I hope they do. Just for once, you took Bale, you took Modric. Just for once, lads, just step aside. You know what I mean? But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video for today. I hope we're enjoying our Monday. It's a lovely day outside, so if you can, get yourself out for a bit. It's good for yourself. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Drop a comment. Let me know what you fancy for the new manager. Let me know what you would even sum up Conte's situation. I don't know what you'd think. I'd be interested to know. Subscribe if you are new and hit the bell notification as well for more videos coming. But anyway, lads, that's the end of the video and take care. See you soon.